Okay guys, it's Friday and I'm going to review writing equations today. You're going to write equations for lines that'll be in slope-intercept form at the end, and you're going to have two on a Google form today that you'll have a point and slope given to you, and then you just have two where you have 2 points. It's only 4 homework problems, but if you follow this video and then do that homework assignment, I think it will be really easy. This is review because this was something we struggled with earlier, so I just wanted to hit it again. So what you're going to do is you're going to use a couple formulas. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to use that point slope formula. So that's this one. And hopefully this is familiar. Remember, that's your first x point, that's your first y point, and that's your slope. So you just fill in a couple spaces. You fill in this y1 with the y point, that is 3. You fill in m, the slope, with the slope that'll be given to you, and it'll say slope on your worksheet for today. That goes right here. And then it's x minus your x point. Now, be really careful because one of the problems on your homework will have negatives in here. So then you might get a back-to-back minus a negative, so you'll have to turn that to a plus. But since these were positive, we leave it like that. The next step, just do the distributive property. So this side's not going to change at this step. That's going to stay exactly the same. And then you do 2 times the x, that's 2x, and then you do 2 times this minus 1, so that's going to give you a minus 2, because it's a positive and a negative, really. Then all you do to finish is add that number over to the number here. So we add 3 to undo the minus 3, add 3 on this side, and then just be careful with your math here. You're doing a negative 2 plus 3. So if you're at negative 2 and you go up 3, then you end up at plus 1. So if you struggle with that, check it with a calculator before you enter your answer. Okay, so that'll be the first 2 problems on your Google form. You're going to do that method. Now the next 2 will be a little tougher because notice I don't have the slope. So if I don't have the slope, I don't have a number to put out here. So that's when we have to go and find that slope. So remember, the slope formula was to take your second y point minus your first y point, and then they take that second x point and subtract that first x point. So this is your first x, this is your first y, this is your second x, and that's your second y. So let's put that in the formula and we'll find out what the slope is. So m will equal the second y minus the first y over the second x, which was this point right here, minus the first x. So remember, second y minus first y, second x minus first x. So that gives me a positive 2 here on top. This gives me a negative 1 on the bottom, and then we always simplify. So if you could divide it out to get a different whole number, you could. But since that's a 2 over negative 1, your slope is negative 2. Then just pick one of your points. I'm going to use this first point, and then I'm going to use an m of negative 2. So it's y minus, remember the formula up there, it's your first y, which is 5. Then we put our m value, which was our negative 2. And then we have x minus our first x value, which was this 3. Now be careful with your distributive property because you can get in a little trouble if you mess up with the negatives here. So this side stays the same. It's a negative 2 times an x is a negative 2x, and a negative 2 and this minus 3. See how they're both negative? A negative times a negative is a positive, so that's plus 6. And then we're just going to add that 5 over, and you've got your answer. So that's negative 2x, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So that's what you're going to do. It's going to be multiple choice, so that should lead you, so you should be good. So again, happy Friday. I hope you'll do this assignment today right away, get it over and done with so you can get on with your weekend. I miss you guys so much, and I hope you're doing okay. Hang in there and let me know if you need any help. Bye, guys.